Alright guys, what's up guys? It's your main man here, Double H Halford, coming at you for yet another weekly Sunday football discussion where we pretty much review all the week's news and the major talking points that have gone out throughout the week. So on today's agenda, just to give you a general overview of what me and the panel shall be talking about, we shall be looking at Benzema specifically. He's a major topic for this discussion. Going to be looking at Jurgen Klopp. Going to be looking at Sanchez's debut for Manchester United, and we're going to ask ourselves, can, with Barcelona winning their game tonight 2-1 against Alaves, can they actually in fact go unbeaten through this season? So I actually want to just start off sort of a bit in chronological orders. I think the best way to start is we're going to start with Sanchez and his debut for United. So Sanchez, he made his move to United in January. Big money move based upon how much he earns. So let me just put it out there that we can get into discussing. I know it's Yeovil Town, but do you see the makings of a legendary player for United, or it's too early to say based on the opposition?
No, it's not too early. If you look at the performance,
Yeovil Town.
No, it doesn't matter. But if you look at the game, like, he was involved in everything, creating everything. He was already like, it was like the chemistry is already. I think he'll be a great player. He'll be great for United.
So, anyone else want to jump in? Juju man, what is your thoughts? Sanchez for United, could he be a legend or?
He's a great signing. I'm telling you, this is not hyping United. They're in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Like, these guys can.
Juju man, wait. So you're saying that, let's say they beat Sevilla. So you're saying that if they face Barcelona in the quarters, they'll beat Barcelona?
Nah, they'll get lucky. I can bet on this. They'll get lucky. Like, I'm thinking United either in the semis or the finals this year. Because look, if they're not getting bust, like, the chances they can beat. I mean, apart from Barcelona, I think they have a chance against all the other teams. And maybe Madrid, but they have a chance. They have a chance. They have a bit of chance with Sanchez.
I can see United getting 7 minimum.
Yeah, but it's semis minimum. Like. No, it's true. This is not a joke. Like,
wait. Lansima, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because like, what you gotta realize is, like, these Yeovil Town players, before turning up to the Man United game, they were like bricklaying, teaching. You know, they had their
jobs. I saw somebody cooking pounded yam through the window in the stadium.
Exactly.
Seriously, so
exactly.
That's what. Okay. So Lansima, quickly. Sanchez, do you think he can become a legend? Do you see the makings of perhaps a guy who can really make United a dynamic, amazing team, or too early to say?
No, not legendary. He doesn't have enough time. He's too old. He's too old to become a legend at United at this point. But he can be good. But not a legend. No.
I think he'd be like a Robin and Percy, like a great for United, basically.
He just needs to deliver one EPL. But can you imagine? Just let's think about this. Can you imagine if Sanchez wins the Champions League? Just imagine.
There's no need to imagine. It's just not happening. Like, usually, it's not happening.
On the PlayStation, it's not on the.
So, okay. Abdul. So your thoughts, Sanchez? Too early to say, or we can perhaps see.
He's obviously a good player. Like, he's a very good player, and especially when you look at United, it's not like United have Galacticos in their team. You know, he makes them better in every way, in terms of goal scoring, in terms of many different ways. But what I don't understand is why people automatically think that Alexis makes United a very serious Champions League contender, because Alexis in the
look, it's rubbish. Guys are talking crap. They're talking crap.
Just looking at Alexis in the Champions League, he hasn't been impressive in the Champions League throughout his career. Like, when you look at
he's never had a chance. He's never had a chance.
Arsenal, for example, if you look at Barca, he had 3 Champions League goals in 3 years. Arsenal, he didn't have one top performance against a proper team in the Champions League. Like, if you go back to the Monaco tie, every Arsenal player showed up in Monaco when they won 2-0. They were 1 goal away from making the quarters.
Whoa! You're picking up. You're picking the fact. It's the same thing. I can see the same thing. I can say the same thing on against Bayern at the Allianz. Sanchez was the only person doing anything.
Sanchez was not good in that game. He scored, but he was not good in that.
He was the one giving an effort. The rest were horrible.
I just don't see how Alexis is like people are talking about Sanchez like he's Neymar or they like.
No,
Easy. No.
He's a very good player, but he's not some Neymar or.
No. I think no.
He's a top 10 player. Top 10.
No, he's not. How is he a top 10 player in the world? I don't get it. Like,
I mean, FG. To be honest, like according to the half up rankings, I don't even have him tiered. So he's neither in tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. So. Technically, he can't even be top 10. But let's go past that. Specifically, I think at the end of the day, just to round this off, and then we'll get on to our next topic. Sanchez, I feel, makes United better Premier League contenders 100%. But you have to literally be smoking weed and sniffing glue if you think Sanchez can make United compete against a Bayern Munich or a Barcelona or a full-strength PSG.
It's not just Sanchez, but
Jujuman, don't you dare refute what I said. Jujuman, don't you dare come and give me some argument that they can compete against a full-strength PSG or thingy, because if you do, man, I'm going to slap you.
No, here's the point. Just one point. Just more double it. I saw Bayern. I mean, Hoffenheim scored. I mean, they didn't look defensively. They could really strong. I saw PSG's game. They were alright. I mean, they won 4-1, but they were alright. They were no like, oh my goodness. I saw Madrid.
I mean, come on, man. No. Look. We're moving on. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry because this. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to accept anybody saying that because of Sanchez, United can now compete against the best of Europe. Nah, that's crap.
Yes, they can.
That's crap. No. Okay. Next topic. I wanna discuss Benzema. Now, I watched Real Madrid play against Valencia, a game in which was pretty weird because Valencia actually played pretty well, but they didn't really put away their chances. Real Madrid were a lot more cutthroat. But I want to talk about Benzema. In my view, and this is just my view personally, as far as top players who play in major teams that are in first in major teams, for me Benzema is the worst. So for me, Benzema is the most useless and ineffective player who plays for a top team in the first team.
How can you say he's crucial? He's crucial to Madrid's play.
The problem with Benzema is he obviously he's been shit this season, but every few weeks he gives you a performance and you think
one performance.
God, this guy's actually a good player, and then he goes back to being shit.
But Abdul, let me ask you this: if a guy, let's say, last 10 games, a guy has one amazing game and 9 crap games. Isn't he crap?
I'm not defending him. I think he is crap. But I'm just saying, don't be surprised if Benzema plays really well against PSG.
He will. He will. But my thing though is that's a very unprofessional way of running a football team. Because Zidane and Benzema, as we all know, they are Algerian French. So they have the same heritage, and Zidane sees himself as a father figure to Benzema, and also vice versa, and so forth. And Zidane, you've compromised the team, because if this is a meritocracy, which is how every football team should be run, Benzema just doesn't start games. He comes off the bench because you've not been playing well, therefore you get benched. And we try something different. You put in Vasquez or somebody because you're not playing well. Yes.
That's the issue. We don't have anyone. Who are you gonna drop? Who are you gonna play if you drop Benzema? That's
no.
And not to
Abdul. No. Abdul, literally, I would play the ball boy because for Benzema, it's like you're wasting a position. You can't pass the ball. You can't hold up to the ball. You keep on losing the ball. You're not actually doing any. Put Vasquez there. He'll be able to pass to another guy with the same jersey as him. He'll be able to at least try to hold on to the ball. That game against Valencia, I was like, this is like watching The Exorcist.
No. I think you're overreacting. I don't think he played that bad. He's decent.
FG, you did watch. I don't know which game you watched. I think he made one successful dribble, and which went for a corner. Every other thing he did was either losing the ball or a misplaced pass. Literally every move that he made, I was like, this is shocking. And he was given 70 minutes. Zidane gave this dude 70 minutes. And okay, my thing with Benzema is this: is that look, way back when. This was most supreme during the Lyon game. I think it was Lyon against Barcelona, the second leg or something, where like I think Barcelona won in the end, but I think the game was like 5 or something. I was like, man, this is a pretty damn good striker. I remember when Real bottom, but I said, no, Benzema, this guy's very good, and even as well as not even as far back as 2014, I was like, no, this guy's good. So I don't know whether it's about him putting on a lot of weight, the dynamics of the team. I don't know why Benzema, we don't see the really good Benzema for consistently.
Mental. He's just not a great professional. If you look at guys like you just look at guys even like Suarez, like you know how Suarez started off the season really poorly, and this guy took a break during the international break. He literally met up with like professional, doctors and guys that do fitness and stuff, and he got himself into shape, and now he's back scoring and stuff. Benzema just doesn't care. Like he's on
Snapchat.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen his Instagram?
Yeah, like he's just he's just dancing to Tupac all day. That's how he does.
And he goes to. I mean, the guy doesn't even. I don't think he lives like a professional. Like guy goes to clubs like after games. He doesn't even care.
No. I mean, for me, it's like, and this goes back to Zidane. Zidane, I'm sure you are aware of what your starting striker gets up to. And Zidane, your team obviously has been struggling in the league. You're out of the Copa del Rey and so forth. It is your responsibility as a manager to take that guy and say, wait a minute, you have to be focused. You cannot be out here living like this and operating like this, because this sends a bad message, and also it is not good for your conditioning and your preparation for games. But for Zidane, he has so much of a laissez-faire attitude that I don't think he actually cares, which is bad. You can't run a team like that. You cannot run a team where your starting striker just is going out to clubs. He's showing his car, he's showing his wristwatch. I mean, this is ridiculous.
He's probably getting drunk. It's like this guy is an athlete, but he's living the lifestyle. It's not like a professional athlete.
He has a beer belly.
Look, I'll be surprised if he actually stays next season.
Oh, let a man eat, Double H.
I think it depends on.
He's a professional athlete. He can do it after retirement.
If Tottenham don't get top 4, then we'll probably buy Kane, and Benzema will be off to like some other club. I don't know.
So actually, no. That's interesting. Then before we go to the other topic, how likely do you think is a Real to get Kane? Because
very likely. I mean, he's definitely one of their top 3 targets with Hazard and De Gea. So
because basically, I was talking to a Tottenham fan, and I was saying that like this Tottenham fan said there is no way that Harry Kane will leave Tottenham. That he's very dedicated and loyal to Tottenham. I say sorry, mate.
Guys, let's be honest.
It's true. Mate, it's true, guys.
Fan delusion, man.
It's not fan delusion.
Would have told you Coutinho would never leave.
It's not.
Liverpool fans would have told you. She probably said that Bale wouldn't leave back in 2013. Like, they're all gonna leave. No one.
No. It's true. She's very adamant, because this is Anna who runs Sports XY. Very very good analyst. Yeah, she said that there is no way that Harry Kane will leave. That Harry Kane is very loyal.
I agree.
Judgment, quiet.
Look, without Kane, Spurs are nothing basically. They're a mid-table club. That's the only reason why they say this stuff.
No, the other thing is, Kane will probably be the highest top scorer. I mean, he'll have the most goals in EPL history, probably.
And win nothing.
Why would he leave? It doesn't matter. His name is in the.
No. No. Thank you. I want to pick up on that. Now, Juju man, if Harry Kane, let's paint a scenario. Real Madrid come up and say, Harry Kane, we want to buy you this summer. This is your wage. We want to make you our starting striker, and we want to make you our future. And if Kane says, I'm going to reject playing for Real Madrid with the potential of winning league titles because I want to become the EPL's all-time top scorer, then you are a loser.
Yeah, honestly, what's the point of you want to play 10 years at Tottenham, be the EPL top scorer, and instead of winning 3 Champions Leagues at Real Madrid? Like,
wait, what an irrelevant title to have. Okay, you win nothing, you're all-time top scorer. Who cares about the all-time top scorer? Who cares?
Yeah, but you guys are talking as if Madrid. You're using the past. Madrid are not going to win the next 3 Champions League. They'll be lucky to win one in the next 5 years.
They won the last 4 years. They won 3. I mean,
24. So if he goes to Madrid, he's gonna play there for 8 to 10 years.
The only reason he goes to Madrid is
to win.
Yeah, true. But the only reason they're going to he's leaving for Madrid is if Spurs don't offer him the money. It's about the money. I don't think he cares that much where the plays for Madrid.
They have no money.
Kane is on 110k a week.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Madrid gonna offer him like 250.
That's literally peanuts.
Yeah.
They won't quadruple his wages.
They will. I'm trust them. They will.
No.
That's the only reason he leaves for Madrid. The money, if they offer him a lot of money.
But honestly,
apart from that, I don't think he's just leaving for because
Let's actually think about this for a sec, right? Kane wasn't even a Tottenham fan as a kid.
Yeah, he was
so
Arsenal.
Why would he spend his entire career at a club that he's gonna win nothing at? Like an FA Cup at best. It makes no sense. Like anyone that believes that he's gonna spend his entire career at Tottenham is just
people put so much because remember, let's be real. Gerrard was Liverpool through and through. Totti was Roma through and through. De Rossi, we're gonna probably see him retire at Roma. De Rossi was Roma through and through. So there's a trend.
He was an Arsenal fan. Apparently, was an Arsenal.
No, I think he was a United fan. What was it called? Lansema, you're breathing too much into the mic. I think you need to reduce your background sound because I think I can hear myself.
He's a scenario. Tottenham offer Kane 200,000, and then Madrid offered 250. Do you think that's enough? I don't think that's enough for him to move to Madrid.
Bro, it's not just the money; it's the stature of Madrid.
No,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend any Tottenham fans out there. Please, I don't mean to offend any Tottenham fans out there, but I deal with reality and I deal with objectivity. If Tottenham offered Kane 250,000 and Real Madrid offered him 200,000 and said you're going to be a starting striker, you take Real Madrid. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah, but
you know what?
But if you're a professional, if you're big time, if you're small time, you stay with Tottenham. If you're big time and you want to be respected, you take less money and you play for Real Madrid as a starting striker.
He might stay if Tottenham do something in the Champions League. So if Tottenham they go deep and they beat Juve and then they somehow make a semi, then maybe he can stay. But I just don't see how if Tottenham don't make top 4 and they get
if Kane moves this summer, I think it's gonna move for a world record fee again.
I think he'll go for 200.
Or they're gonna ask for a play in return like Asensio or Isco.
Nah.
It'll
be 200 million.
No. But guys, I don't think we're gonna be seeing that Neymar deal broken anytime soon.
Yeah, that's
how, dude? Coutinho.
I don't think anyone
went for 140 mil.
Yeah, but
dude, Kane
a
is
player
like
who isn't
200
even
million
world class.
minimum, 200 minimum.
But I mean, Coutinho went for 140. That's not too far off, Neymar.
Yeah, but can you guys see Madrid splashing over 200 like on a player?
Dude,
yeah,
they
I don't
have
know,
dude, last
yeah,
week
they have money, but
Perez is mad. He'd do it.
200 million.
Yes.
Not to mention it's a World Cup year, so Paris is gonna go on.
Okay. Let's switch topics. So I want to talk about Jurgen Klopp. Is Klopp a fraud? Is Klopp a fraud?
Fact, yes.
Yep. Massive fraud.
Three straight seasons, 0 trophies.
And he doesn't brush his teeth. Massive fraud.
Well, that's
not to mention the press never ask him why he doesn't win any trophy. He always gets away with it.
Yeah, he gets away with murder because Mourinho
Chelsea are above Liverpool. They're still in more competitions, but somehow Conte has been sacked by everybody and their mom. But Klopp is secure.
Look with Mourinho. He's in second place, and people are saying, "Oh, he's having a bad season." But what about Klopp? I mean, this guy is for 3 straight seasons.
And I saw he spent Liverpool. I think have spent 300. I saw they spent
385 or something. Since Klopp
they spent 75 million pounds on Virgil van Dijk. Okay, I mean, come on, that's a joke.
No, for me, I think it's the fact of the matter is that Liverpool are not winning a trophy this season. Their best chance of winning a trophy was the FA Cup, and I've been saying this all season that for Klopp, this guy just doesn't preach defense. When I talked about he almost relegated Dortmund, nobody wanted to listen to me. I said, wait a minute, this guy, he almost got Dortmund relegated. Guys were like, nah, shut up. Okay, I said, fair enough. Of course, he was very successful with Dortmund. He brought Lewandowski, got all those people, but he almost relegated Dortmund, doing the same one-dimensional. We're going to play a high line and pretty much two fingers to the defending. So it's like, I mean, because people are saying like Klopp out. Let's sack Klopp.
What if he gets knocked out by Porto?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Porto beats Liverpool.
No. Okay, guys, let's be real. They're beating Porto.
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, I think
they're beating Porto. They're beating Porto. They're beating Porto.
Porto has a game plan.
No, they're beating Porto. They're beating Porto. They're beating Porto.
How?
No. Put it this way: as long as they don't get pimped in Portugal, I think at Anfield they'll ride. Like the West Brom game was just weird.
They West Brom just put 3 passes.
Which is why I just said that West Brom game was just like an anomaly. Look, they have they have an amazing record at Anfield.
Prior to that, they lost 1-0 against Swansea.
Yeah,
so they lost back-to-back Swansea.
Yeah, but wait, guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Madrid lose to Numancia and all these teams, but they're still good. It doesn't matter, man.
Liverpool to Madrid.
Dude, they just sold their.
Wait. Jujuman makes a very good point. Jujuman makes a very good point, though, which is the same reason why, obviously, we'll do this when our Champions League preview begins. Which is the fact that I believe that it's a mental thing. Yeah. The way that you mentally approach a league game or a cup game is very different from how you mentally approach a Champions League game. Hence why the Real Madrid you will see come mid-February is going to be very different. The Liverpool that you will see in Europe are going to be... I think Liverpool can be a surprise in Europe. Because I just feel like the way that they play and they operate will be different.
They lost their most important player, Coutinho.
I think
Coutinho wasn't the most important player. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay. Of course he was.
Look, Mane is a one-season wonder. The guy's been ass this whole season, and no one's saying anything about it.
Look, I think Liverpool.
It's becoming more and more apparent that this team without Coutinho is a West Brom in disguise. It's Swansea.
Wait.
There's nobody in that team that can create a chance. Mane and Salah are counter-attacking players.
As crazy as it sounds.
Who's gonna pass on the ball? Milner? Henderson? Nobody.
Wait. Okay. Let's hear from Abdul, then go to Jujuman. Abdul.
I think Coutinho's night is not the type of player that dominates a game. First of all, right? Like if Coutinho was playing, maybe they win the game because Coutinho produces a moment of brilliance. But I've said this time and time again. When Liverpool had Coutinho, they still played ping pong football. They still struggled to create. Yeah. They still couldn't sustain possession. The game against Arsenal, Coutinho was on the pitch, and Liverpool were giving the ball away for fun. Like he's not like a Verratti, Modric, Iniesta type of player that dominates the ball, like that can really dominate the tempo. He's a moments player. Like he can score like a crazy goal, make a crazy
but how is Liverpool gonna
Okay, so sorry. Well, let's go to Jujuman, then FG, then Lansing. So Jujuman.
Yep. To add on the Abdul's point, hence his name is Coutinho. He's a moments player. He's Liverpool are bigger. Like I don't know why they lost, but I mean they are bigger than Coutinho. It's not Coutinho's the main man for the team.
All right, FG.
Look, I mean, how are Liverpool gonna break these teams down who sit back without Coutinho? They have no one in midfield. I mean, you can't expect Salah and Mane to break them down, and they're counter-attacking players pretty much. So they're pretty much. I don't think they're gonna get top
four.
Guys,
can I say one thing? Wijnaldum and Ox in the first half had 12 passes each. That's all you need to know about Liverpool.
Jesus.
Central midfielders completing 12 passes in a half.
Look, and this is why without Coutinho they're not going to get top four. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get top four.
All right, so Lance, I want to round off this topic and then we can move on.
Yeah, I just think they sold their most important player in Coutinho, and they don't have any creative spark in midfield. I mean, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner, those are West Ham players, you know. So yeah, I mean they're done. This is the end of Liverpool.
No. For me, I think if you're trying to control a game with Henderson and Milner, you're screwed. So I think that's the thing. Yeah. Okay, now I want to put this out there now. First of all, let me ask this: has any team in La Liga ever gone invincible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Barca have, Real Madrid have.
Yeah, but not in the modern era.
Yeah, actually, in the modern era.
Yeah,
in the modern era. So let's say
what's the
last
modern era?
last
let me Google that.
30 years, last 30 years or so.
Didn't Valencia do it under
I'll
Benitez?
Google it.
Did they?
No. They lost. I think they lost to. They lost. No, they lost.
Double H, man. The Barca are not going unbeaten, man.
But I think they're gonna lose. I think Barca will eventually.
Yeah, man.
Who do they lose to?
I don't know.
look,
They beat Sociedad away, which is a banana skin. I think that they are now superior to Real Madrid, and I think they don't lose to Real Madrid at the new camp.
Look, of course they can. Madrid always plays better at the new camp than they do at the Bernabeu. So
think about it though. Like they're gonna start resting players because the league is.
Once they get to the semis, they'll be resting.
They're gonna start resting players for Champions League games. Like.
Yeah.
They can lose too because of their complacencies.
They have Coutinho. They have Coutinho.
Yeah, but it's too much games to because if it was one game a season, these guys they're going undefeated. This clear, but there's too many games.
They could have lost today. It's just one of those random games. They're probably gonna eventually lose a random game against some random team. Like.
But all these small teams they hype themselves up and put a performance because they put a performance against the big teams when sometimes the big teams don't even care. They can get caught in one of those games, but it's difficult to go undefeated. I think it's nearly impossible because of all there's too much games going on. Like there's too many games.
Okay. So let's paint the scenario then. Okay, I mean it won't happen, but let's say they get beat by Chelsea and they get knocked out by Chelsea.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Then I think that it's a stronger case.
Yeah.
You know, because because my argument is that when a team looks like if they should be beaten and they still come out and win, because a lot of the games where in previous seasons Barcelona, like that game against Sociedad, Barcelona, they lose that game, but there's so many games where they should lose but they've come out and either drawn or won, like the Atletico game where look like if they go down 1-0, they just got a goal out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That it just seems as if like Valverde has instilled a very powerful resolve in these boys. Or like any other Barcelona team that I've seen in recent memory.
It reminds me of Barcelona 2015. They just score goals and they don't even have to play good. They just win. It's similar to Enrique's Barcelona 2015.
Oh no, but I think I think that 2015 Enrique Barcelona was much more about MSN. Or just about MSN. We're like literally pass the ball to them and they'll go. But I think in this one they're literally there's more tactics involved in them really trying to actually work at and actually fashion a chance and actually create something, which I think is different.
Valverde is definitely like this team is. Valverde has to get so much credit. Oh
no, 100%. He has to.
Because it's like back in the Clasico, where Barcelona are good at when Madrid try to counter-attack, they're really good at stopping the counter-attacks. So I don't know how a team like PSG, for example, will beat Barcelona. It's difficult because they're good at stopping counter-attacks.
Okay, so I want to touch on this story that I saw, and this is a rumor, so again it's not real. So the rumor is end of this season. If Real Madrid obviously don't win the Champions League, Zidane will get told to F off, and he may go to PSG to replace Emery.
No. That's a downgrade.
Honestly, I was just watching from PSG. I was just scouting. I'm watching PSG highlights and stuff, and I watched the game against Lyon. Honestly, I'm not sure if Zidane is much worse than Emery. I mean, I think they might be the same level.
Yeah, they're the same level.
When I watch PSG, I don't see anything from Emery. This guy might be...
Yeah, he's playing so as like a CD.
No. Okay, no. Let me tell you about Emery. See, if I was the PSG chairman or owner, the only manager that I get for PSG is somebody who has a strong personality.
It's Pep, man.
Exactly.
It's Guardiola.
Exactly.
Or Mourinho.
Not
exactly.
Mourinho. What are you talking
No,
about?
exactly. That is.
No, you need a strong personality.
Yeah.
I
leaves, he'll probably go to PSG.
You can't look.
Yeah.
You can't have guys like Mourinho or Conte with this.
Yes, you
team
need.
like
You
PSG.
do. You do.
You need someone like who plays good football. Like
No. Because you know what the problem with PSG is? I don't think the players listen to Emery. Like
There's no discipline. There's no discipline.
Did you see Bayern's game, the second leg, when Mbappe scored the goal? Emery's reaction just said it all. He was like, "Finally, you listen to me and look what happened." Like,
Guys,
his
Tuchel's
reaction.
available,
Look at
man.
his reaction.
Tuchel.
Look at his reaction. They need
Tuchel.
someone. Wait.
Yeah, the previous Dortmund manager.
No, but look, listen. My issue is that Emery, he doesn't control. Like, if you have a team that has some of the best paid players in the world, biggest celebrities, and have huge egos, you can't get a manager who doesn't have a strong personality.
Yeah.
Because then the team will just say, "Wait, we don't have to listen to you. Well, we are superstars, and we cannot do whatever we want." You need a guy who will say, "No, I'm going to bench you."
Wait, Hafo, if we're talking about someone who's available, the only person I can think of that has that tactics and that bit of fire is Tuchel, because this guy, when he saw Dortmund wasn't going anywhere, he decided to, say.
No. But the problem with him is that I don't think
Wait,
he's
who's
got the
Tuchel?
strong. Dortmund guy, man. Dortmund guy. Tuchel.
Alright. Tuchel.
I thought that was how you pronounce it.
No, to be honest, I've no idea. You're probably right. So I just call him Tuchel. Sue me. But my thing is that I just don't think that Dortmund is a very, very small club compared to like a PSG. Like Dortmund don't have.
Whoa, nah.
It's true.
Dortmund are bigger
Can-
clubs.
Can I explain?
Financially.
Can I explain?
Financially.
Let me explain.
Players do whatever they want. That's
No. Okay, no. Let me explain. I'm not talking about financially. Like, look, Dortmund is one of the best supported clubs and most attending clubs in the world. So I'm not talking about the fans, the support. I'm talking about with regards to the players, the money being spent on players, and and the club's image and their brand. PSG's brand, because of Neymar and Mbappe, is far superior to Dortmund's. That's a fact. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So when you come into that PSG market, the player power is fast. Hey, look, Dortmund, they have a bunch of fetuses and Aubameyang. That's the team.
And Aubameyang's leaving.
Royce.
Royce lives in hospital, so
Guys, I mean, this guy I saw on Twitter, he said, I'm back, and then now he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured again. I mean, no one is signing a player.
Look, it's not. His injury is now worse than Consortium.
Where is Aubameyang? Where is
He's on his way, man. He just packed his bags, okay? He's coming.
It's a done deal. Check Twitter.
Packed his toothbrush, he packed his shaving.
Oh no! Trust me, I will get to that because I'm looking right now. Like, look for me, Aubameyang to Arsenal. Let's talk about that deal.
Wait. You know the funny thing is, Arsenal fans think Wenger's gonna start Lacazette and Aubameyang, but he's not. Aubameyang is benching Lacazette. That's the truth.
You do know they can interchange, right? You do know.
No. Look, the signs are there. Look,
you do know
Lacazette doesn't start big games. He always gets subbed off in the 60th minute. I mean, when
but I think
Lacazette is a bum. He's got less goals.
No.
Yes, he's got less goals. Let me tell you something, Double H. He has got less goals. He's got fewer goals than Batshuayi.
You see now, lights up, beautiful. Wait. Let me comment to that, and I'll give the floor back to Mohammed and Thingy. Let me comment to now. This is like the Benzema arguments, and see now the Benzema apologists. Their argument works for Lacazette more so than it works for Benzema, because the Benzema argument was that okay, he doesn't score goals, but he actually helps the team and plays an important role. In my view, I don't see what that important role was for Benzema and Real Madrid. But for Lacazette, even him not scoring goals, I can see the important role he plays.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything.
How did Xhaka score the winning goal? How did Xhaka score the winning goal against Chelsea? How did Xhaka score the winning goal against Chelsea? How?
Because Lacazette fluffed his shot. That's how.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Who are we kidding?
How come
He's
explain to me, how does Batshuayi have more goals than Lacazette?
Yeah. Who are we kidding?
Who does Batshuayi? Anyone that understands football can see that Lacazette is a very good footballer. Like,
technically, yeah.
Arsenal have been a mess. Next year he's gonna have the goals. Don't worry about that. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, like guys, come on, man. To say Lacazette is crap, or I mean, come on. I mean, come on.
But I see Tamer's argument. There's no end line. There's no product. Like, he doesn't score goals. I mean, you can have all the skills, but if you don't produce, there's no point.
He's the record sign.
You clearly don't watch Arsenal games because Lacazette, man, this guy's always trying to make movement runs. But
Mohammed, simple question, Mohammed. Simple question, Mohammed. What's his job? Is he to assist or score goals? What's his job? What's his objective? Is to score goals.
Okay, okay, Judgeman, perfect. Okay, good, Judgeman. Let me ask you this. Because I've said this as well, that a striker's main point is to score goals and so forth.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Judgeman. If I get a striker who doesn't score any goals, but he helps to my team to score goals that make me win games, do I still sub him off?
Double H.
No. Answer me that. I get a striker. He scores no goals, but he helps my team to score goals that help us win games. Do I still sub that striker off? Yes or no? It's a simple question. Yes or no?
No, that's not a simple question. That's a hard.
No. It's a simple question. Yes or no? Do I still sub that striker off who doesn't score goals, but he helps my team to score goals and help me win games? Do I sub him off? Yes or no?
It depends.
How does he win them games?
Yeah,
They're sixth
in the league. He's a striker. They're sixth in the league, and the man is not scoring. I mean,
so your argument is yes. So gentlemen, therefore your answer is yes.
Yeah.
Please let me make this point. You guys are talking about Lacazette, right? Lacazette has 9.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Abdul, then to Mohammed. So Abdul, then back to Mohammed.
Abdul. You guys are picking on Lacazette. Lacazette has 9 goals. Morata has 10. Lukaku has 11. So if Lacazette scores a brace in the next Arsenal game, he's tied with Lukaku. Don't forget.
Wait, easy. Let's wait. One at a time.
Let's not forget that Lacazette did not start for Arsenal at the beginning of the season. Wenger dropped him a few times. So if Lacazette starts a few more games, he has more goals than Lukaku and Morata.
That's it. Okay, Mohammed. I said I'd go back to Mohammed. Mohammed, go.
Okay, I saw a stat the other day where he scored 85% of his goals in the plus 80th minute in League One.
Who cares about the stat?
Hey, easy. One at a time, Mohammed.
Most of his goals are supposed to be 80th plus minute, and we're subbing him off in the 70th minute. Where in League One he was scoring most of them up.
League One.
That's a stats. That's a stats.
He has 10 goals. He does not have 9. He has 10 goals.
In all competitions.
That's a stats.
Forget something. 10 goals in all competition. Not in Premier League. In all competition.
Wait, you guys are talking about the 80 minutes. What about the other 70 minutes? His job is to score in the other 70 minutes too.
Wait, FG, don't you rate Lukaku? Because he's only 2 goals off Lukaku.
No, but Lukaku's overall play. I mean, Lukaku.
No. FG. If you dare defend Lukaku, I'm going to throw you out after this hangers. I swear to you. Seriously, FG. No, FG. No. I'm sorry, FG. If you dare, I'm warning you, FG. If you dare tell me Lukaku is even comparable to Lacazette, I'm going to throw you out this hangers. I swear to you. Don't you dare cross that line. I swear to you, don't you dare cross that line. Because
they're both black.
yeah, pretty much. Lukaku is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Double A, did you see that assist Lukaku gave to Martial against Burnley?
Wait, Double A, you talking about Belgium royalty? Like, this is Belgium's best product. You can't just talk like that.
No. No, guys. You have to be literally insane to tell me that Lukaku is Lukaku and Lacazette. I'm sorry, they're not in it. Look, Lacazette is categorically a better player than Lukaku, categorically.
Wait. Look, one sitting in second place while the other sitting in Europa League. I mean, that just shows you who's better.
Because of Martial.
Oh my! You can't solely give Martial all the credit. You have to give.
No. Martial and Lingard. Lukaku is trash. Lukaku is completely and utter trash.
What about the assist Lukaku gave to Martial against Tottenham? What about the assist Lukaku gave to Martial against Burnley? I mean, he's not scoring goals enough, but overall his play is actually good. He's actually
are you talking about that side pass?
It's an assist, bro.
It's an assist.
No. Not in my world, man. Not in my world, man.
And most point on, like I said, scoring 85% of his goals come after the 70th minute. That doesn't mean anything. Like he has. What was the stats again, Mo?
It's subbed off after 70th minute.
Wait, Mo. Do you know why he's getting subbed off in the 80th minute or 60th minute? Because he's not doing his job the other 60 minutes. That's why. That's why he's not. That's why he's getting subbed.
Look. Basically, I asked Jujuman. I said Jujuman that if I have a striker who is helping my team score goals and win games, he said that he'd still sub him off.
Yeah, man,
fine.
Bench. I want strikers to score goals. Simple, like it's just simple.
So basically, you don't want your team to win. You'd rather that as long as if your striker doesn't score goals, but your team is winning, you still take that striker off. Therefore, your team isn't scoring goals. That's your logic.
Wait.
That's your logic.
Arsenal are not winning anything. They're sixth. I mean,
they're not winning anything. They're in the final of the League Cup. In the final of the League Cup.
Can I ask you a question?
Against two.
Wait, Mom, ask you a question, Joe.
No, against two.
Give me that quiet. Mom, ask you a question.
You're saying if a striker doesn't score goals, you should take him out of the team. What if the team is not creating enough chances for the striker to score?
Whoa. You say Arsenal are not creating chances with Ozil on the team. With Ozil on the team.
No, Ozil hasn't been irregular. He's been injured for some parts of the season.
So you're telling me no play in Arsenal can create chances? This guy has had to play with Iwobi
for most of the season.
Easy, don't insult Iwobi. Look, Paul. Why are you a shark? Why are you a shark? Cathedral, why are you a shark? Cathedral, why are you a shark? To answer that question first, why are you a shark?
Guys, listen, please. Aubameyang has signed. Look on Scott's news.
According to where? How is this official news? According to where?
Guys, he's on his way, man. I've told you, it's confirmed, man.
News right now. Breaking news.
I told you, he's practicing.
Look. Unless it is fully official, I'm not going to co-sign it, man. I'm not going off your bloody what's it called, like keeper or something. Man. Give me a proper. like some kind of like dustbin paper. Look. I said, look.
I'm not loud. I'm talking. What? I can't talk at all. What? Can't talk at all in my room.
Talking to his dad.
Oh, what the hell? Okay, but I think let's leave that domestic abuse over there. But look. let me just say this: like, Aubameyang, if he comes to Arsenal in this window, man.
Let's talk Premier League last season, man. Let's talk Premier League.
Mohamed, easy. Mohamed, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Mohamed, let's not get ahead of ourselves, please. I beg you.
I guess.
Let's. Jujuman, don't be rude. Jujuman, don't be rude. But my thing is, I know if he comes in, look, man, that makes a stronger case for Arsenal for top 4 and also back to Liverpool.
But where is he gonna play though?
Who cares?
No. They're gonna interchange, man. It doesn't matter. It's just the starting position, man. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. Look at Dortmund. Does anybody have any fixed positions, man? Like, look, man. Football has evolved, man. We're not in 1997 anymore.
Who's Dortmund? Why would Dortmund sell? Who's Dortmund's backup striker?
Dortmund are a failure of a club. I'm sorry, they're in a decline. The people the owners of Dortmund are complete clowns because these guys have systematically sold off all of their best players. And it's a fact.
Yeah, but I can't blame them, man. I can't blame them.
Look, wait, let's bring in Kadim, man. Look, man, give us some German something, man. So what's happening at Dortmund? Why are they selling Aubameyang?
First of all, they are atrocious. The management is really poor. Like they kicked out Tuchel out of the club because
stupid move.
Yeah, because some players didn't get along, and the management also had issues with him. and but he was really successful, like the best second placed team in the history of Bundesliga. Like with this amount of points, normally you win the league.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
in my opinion, the management made themselves bigger than the club when they kicked out one of the best coaches they ever could grab up. And this time, yeah, when they brought this Dutch guy in.
Oh yeah, that
Bosch.
loser.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Maybe his kind of football is working, but not with this kind of team. Like
It was
the
too
best
open for the
players,
team they had, man.
the best players
Too many
of
young- too many
Dortmund
young
are not fit for this kind of 4-3-3 pressing. Like Weigl, for example, it's definitely not his kind of game. And he himself also made himself bigger than the club, and not fielding the right system or players for the right system. And then it kept on going. When they brought in this new coach from Cologne, they only had made correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was kicked out of Cologne because he only got 2 points in the season.
Jesus.
But why is so open
Yeah,
to selling
yeah.
Aubameyang?
And
That's
now,
the thing. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to
and
know.
now Aubameyang, I think he wants to get out of the club because he sees that they have a negative trend, like they evolve into a mid-table team, in my opinion.
Wait. Isn't he going to another mid-table team in Arsenal? So
Oh, look at
FG, let's my correspondence from Germany finish, please. Thank you, Kadim.
Fair
Finish.
enough. But I mean, Aubameyang was really successful at Dortmund, but now that the team gets like mediocre, it's really difficult for him to show. I mean, it's not about him; it's about the whole team and the coach. It's really crap. It's not like elite tactics or strategy. It's really like the Cologne, where he's coming from. They were playing against relegation, and now Aubameyang doesn't feel like. Yeah, it's not working. The whole atmosphere at Dortmund is interrupted, and now Aubameyang wants to leave.
No, but basically,
as well, of course.
that's basically that is pretty much my thinking because again, a lot of guys will say, wait a minute, why would Dortmund sell their star man? But as Kadim was saying, which is what I thought myself, that Obama must have gone and said, look, guys, I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. You have not shown me that you're going in a positive direction. And also, the very fact of the matter that I am still considered one of the top 5 most elite strikers in Europe. Aubameyang's strike rate is insane.
Wait.
Who laughed?
Wait. Passed away. Kadim.
he's not
Kadim, let's go back a bit. Kadim, I'm not going to let you get
FG, I'm
away
going to
with
throw
it.
you out at the time.
I'm not going to let Kadim get away with it. This man was sugarcoating as if.
Calm down, Jim, calm down.
No. It's 2 points. He's leaving because let's just say, let's be plain and honest. He's leaving because Bundesliga is a dead league, and the other thing with it's just fact. And with that thing is his man Dembele is not there to give him tapping. And no, another thing is
you support PSG.
Aubameyang is not as good. No, it's true. Aubameyang is not that good. Like he's not.
Juju man, have you seen Aubameyang's strike rates? Have you seen Aubameyang's strike rate?
Dembele gave this guy all those. Look at his goals. Like most of it has
I don't
happened.
understand this crap. Like, you got people with
Gigi man,
Lukaku as their strikers,
Gigi man,
and
I don't
they're
think
hating on
did
Aubameyang.
you know that Dembele doesn't play for Dortmund anymore?
No. He last season.
Aubameyang's strike rates this season is still comparable to any other striker.
Aubameyang is arguably the second best player in England the moment he walks in, the second best striker in
Whoa,
England the moment
whoa.
he walks in after Kane. Like, I don't know who's a better striker than Aubameyang
Aguero.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Aguero's strike rate. Listen, strike rate isn't as good. Aubameyang's strike rate is ridiculous. Have you seen this guy's strike rate? I'm please go to whoscored.com.
He scored 30 goals a season for the past 4 seasons.
There you go.
Look,
There you go.
Aubameyang was overrated at one point.
Are we forgetting that he's joining Arsenal?
Yes,
He's not
It seemed that suits him. It seemed that suits him.
Look at Lacazette's strike. Look at Lacazette's
in
goal
heaven.
scoring record before he went to Arsenal. 30 a season. He comes to Arsenal 9 and
then Lance, let me respond. Okay, let me respond. Lyon's system is very different from Arsenal's system. Arsenal's system is very similar to Dortmund's system. Hence why it makes more sense
How do you know?
for because I watch football. What do you mean by how do I know? Because I watch football.
Do you watch Leon?
Yes, I did. And Lyon's system is not the same as Arsenal's or Dortmund's. It isn't.
It's very balanced. It's very balanced.
I don't understand. Like, the bottom line is he's getting so much hate on Twitter. I mean, you got people. Lukaku's your striker. Morata's your striker. Why are you talking shit? Like, why are you hating on Aubameyang?
Leave Morata out of this, man. His friend just died in a car accident.
Aubameyang is more proven than both Lukaku and Morata. Fact. Aubameyang has
Wait, football guy, you actually hating on Aubameyang?
Yeah,
no. I mean,
Look, I've always said this. Aubameyang is a nothing player. Dembele breastfeeded this guy.
Wait, he's still scoring G's, so how is
he's still scoring goals.
He's still scoring goals beyond Dembele. I mean, no, look, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's like you have to be objective about this whole stuff, and you have to look at what is and what exists. The fact of the matter is that you can say, oh, the league is playing on and so forth. For the past 3-4 seasons, Aubameyang's goal ratio has been amongst the best in Europe. Hence why he is considered one of the best, most elite finishers in Europe. So if you're getting one of the best finishers in Europe, I'm sorry, that's an amazing signing. That's an amazing signing. Because Lacazette was good, but at no point was Lacazette ever considered one of the best finishers in Europe.
Wait,
ever.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
It's Sanchez a better signing for Arsenal for Man United than Aubameyang would be for Arsenal?
No, I think Aubameyang is better for Arsenal.
Yeah, Aubameyang is better.
Look, the bottom line is
That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
No, it's true.
Arsenal have
It's
actually done some really good business. They got
it's true.
they offloaded a player that didn't want to play for the club, and they got Mkhitaryan, who could be a good player if used properly.
It's good for Arsenal. Look, if Arsenal gets Aubameyang, it's a very good window.
Yeah, and they got one of the most reliable goal scorers in England. If he goes easily.
Also,
I don't know why people
I
are
think
hating.
Aubameyang is fitting with Arsene Wenger. Like, you know, whenever they play a solid team, they do bus parking. Arsenal, London. I mean, it's for me. Whenever I play against City, no, it's true. No, it's true. They really do. They do park for bus, and they just they're not able to dominate possession against a solid team. So I think Aubameyang fits the system quite good because he's a perfect counter player because he's so quick.
Basically,
and
he's
Ozil will feed him really good balls into.
Look, I mean, guys, come on. Ozil, Mkhitaryan, and Aubameyang. I'm sorry, that is a recipe for something that could be pretty exciting. He could flop. Anybody could flop. Okay, so we can't see the future.
Look, I want to know this. What's the starting 11? There's no way you can have Ozil, Mkhitaryan, Lacazette,
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Look, then
3-3. Of course, I mean,
4-2-3-1. Then you're gonna have Wilson,
4-2-3-1.
Yeah,
4-2-3-1. Mkhitaryan can play on the left. They can interchange. I mean, that's perfect, man.
Yeah, no, look, it's possible, man. It's possible. So I think anybody says that you can't fit it in, it's possible because, again, remember, formations are malleable, and there is a way in which Aubameyang and Lacazette can play in the same team where they don't have to be given defined positions. Again, look at Dortmund. When they had Lewandowski, Götze, Kaká, and all those people, they don't really have defined positions. They were all interchanging within one another, but they had
half. Look at Sterling, man. This guy he's got 17 goals, I think, from right wing. So I mean,
guys,
but who's their manager though? One's
perfectly fits Premier League football as well.
It's Arsenal. They'll find a way to screw up.
Exactly.
Okay, this is the point though. You guys are hating because he's signing for Arsenal.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
don't deny
That's the thing, man.
Nah.
That's the thing, because you guys are not being objective. Because you have to be objective and just look at what exists within the deal.
It's also a bit of envy, man. It's also a bit of envy.
Abdul, what's the difference between him and Jesus, man? They're both talented.
No. That's too far. That's too far. Double A. I mean, that's too far. FG.
Okay, one second.
That's too far. That's too far.
He's as good as Jesus, right? He's still a good signing. Like, Jesus is a good player.
Look, all I'm saying, he's a good signing, but he's not world class.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
He's top 5 striker.
He's close, man. He's there. He's
no. It's not like he's close. He's world class. If you're considered one of the best finishers in Europe, and if you're also one of the best players for your position, you have to consider world class. And Judgment, you said yourself that what is this? A striker's role to score goals. He scores a hell of a lot of goals. Therefore, he's world class.
Look, all I'm saying is
okay, I can't argue.
All I'm gonna say is people with Lukaku and Morata as their strikers shouldn't be hating. Like,
That is a perfect way to end this thing, guys.